If you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. If you don't know what hashtag means, because a lot of you are messaging me, I'm going to show you. Okay, you're going to get your little keyboard out. Let's see. Here's your little keyboard. That, you see that number sign? That is a hashtag. So you hit hashtag replay. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're catching the replay, make sure you do that. So I know that you're here. Good morning, guys. Where is Becky? Because I have on my shirt she gave me, and I have on my strength necklace. Isn't this pretty? She bought me this little double, and it means strength. And I thought it was pretty. But she ain't here to see it. And I realize I have on a Christmas. Listen, I don't care. I don't care what people think of me. But this was like really thick. And it just looked so warm. And I was like, I'm wearing it. I don't care if it's Christmas or not. It goes with my preaching stick. Like, I'm wearing it. So I'm wearing it today. It ain't like I'm getting out of the car. Today, when I go do radiation with my dad, I literally sit in the car and nobody will see me. No one cares what I look. Oh, Becky is here? Is Becky here? I don't see her, Jane. I don't know. Maybe she is here and I just missed her. We have a couple of minutes before 7. So, I'm not doing anything to my hair today. There is Becky. Becky, I have on my shirt and I have on my strength necklace. I love it. I've never had a necklace, like a double necklace, and I really like it. And Kayla has not got her present yet, Becky. So don't think she's being rude not saying thank you, because she hasn't gotten it yet. She'll get it later on this week. I have my protein shake. All right, we got 1 minute. Yeah, I love this necklace. It's so pretty. Okay, I guess I need to leave my glasses on. Let's put my watch on. Are y'all having a good morning? I know it's early. Not a lot can go wrong at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I might be wrong. But today I like it a little big. It is a little big, but I like it big because it covers my tail end. So I like it big. All right, it is 7 o'clock. But have y'all noticed? I don't know if y'all look at numbers. Y'all can't see the numbers that Kayla and I can see. Like right now, we see 43 people, but you can see how many are on YouTube, or you can see how many are on Facebook. You don't see combined. And so it seems like I don't know, like halfway into it, everybody shows up. So like sometimes I feel like I need to wait to talk to like halfway through and maybe just chit chat, but then I can't chit chat without glasses on. So like it gets difficult. So, I'm not doing anything to my hair today. All right. I'm taking my glasses off. Happy birthday, Lisa. I love you dearly. I still want to talk to you on the phone, Lisa, and hadn't had a chance. And Carolyn, I still want to talk to you on the phone. So when you get a moment, Carolyn, I want you to message me. And sometime between my schedule and your schedule, we'll figure it out. All right, let's get this party started. We'll start with Monday. So, I was a total train wreck. But, I almost said I'm not going live. But then I was like, no, they need to see that I don't have this perfect life, right? I'm just like everybody else. Just because I'm on social media doesn't mean that I don't struggle just like you struggle. Like we all struggled together. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go live. It was very devastating to wake up and see that Delta Dawn was dead in her cage. It was very upsetting. Um, one thing, one thing that I have thought about, I know this is weird. I know this is weird, but in order to understand and educate myself, sometimes I have to do things that, like, for example, Penny Lane. I had no idea why she couldn't walk. And I took her 3 or 4 times to the vet, and I had 2 different vets do x-rays. The reason is because I wanted to understand. I wanted to know what was going on for future ducks because I rescue ducks. And so I wanted to know, like, is this just a Penny Lane thing? Is this a Jumbo Pekin thing? And I am not 100% sure yet because let me tell you, Chirps is a Jumbo Pekin. I've had Chirps 2 or 3 years. Chirps doesn't walk that good. She can walk. She's not as bad as Penny Lane was, but she, like in the mornings when I go let her out, she will walk from inside the coop to the run, but she sits all day long. And at night, now this is just because she's spoilt, but I put her to bed every night, just like I did with Penny Lane. And so, in order to educate myself, I plan on spending the money to take her to the vet to have an x ray because I want to see if she has no joints. No, what's it called? Penny Lane had no something in her joints. She had no cartilage. Is it cartilage? In her joints of her hips. She had no something like that. I'll have to ask the vet exactly. But I want to see if this is something that Jumbo, I've told you guys, like I know a lot of you people that do not have farms, you frown upon other farms that do farm to table. They slaughter their animals for food. Unless you're a vegetarian and you don't eat meat, I hate to break it to you, but your bacon comes from a pig. Your Chick-fil-A sandwich comes from a chicken. Like, I know it's hard for us to process it and think about it, but that is what happens. And a lot of times in the market, they pump them up with all this different things that are unhealthy, right? So like a lot of people like to raise their own meat. It seems disgusting. I can't think about it either. I'm just like you. If I sit here and think about raising a pig to slaughter, I'm going to vomit. I am going to vomit. I can't stand the thought of it. But though I can eat bacon, and it's like, Judy, but see, that's the city girl, non-farm girl in me because I'm just like some of you. If I watched a channel that were playing with their pigs and I knew in my brain that they were fixing to slaughter those pigs for pork chops, I'm going to cry. It doesn't sit well with me, although I went and bought pork chops at the store. It makes no sense. But back to Penny Lane and Chirps. Chirps is a Jumbo Pekin. Jumbo Pekins are bred for food. They're not a duck that is going to live 8, 12 years. They're not going to do that. They don't fly. They're too heavy. They're going to have, if you have them as a pet, they're going to live 3 or 4 years. Okay. They get so heavy that they start having leg and feet and walking issues. So you have to know that. So, and a lot of times I've told you, I'm not getting ready. A lot of times people go, "Oh, I want to go get I have a pond and I want to go get some ducks for my pond." And you're not really educated on what kind of ducks to get. Like some ducks fly, right? So, like, they might fly. Like, what do you get? So, like, if you go get jumbo Pekin ducks and put them on your lake, well, guess what? Predators are going to kill them because they can't fly to get away. They can't. And so, like, when I'm not going to say the part, but in the past, I've had a lot of beef with local parks in our area. I'm not going to mention names because I've gotten a bad reputation from my mouth. And, and I screamed and hollered because these ducks were getting dumped, and they still to this day get dumped at a local park. And they're jumbo pecans, and they get murdered because people dump them. They go buy them not understanding, and ducks are messy. So then they go, "Oh, I don't want these ducks no more. They stink. They're nasty. So I'll go dump them at the park." And then you go to this park and there's 70 domesticated ducks that don't know how to properly hunt for food because they're domesticated. So, like, these things happen. And Chirps came from a pond. She was dumped off in Bluff Park, and this sweet lady called me to rescue her years ago. And I said yes, because what was happening is Chirps had a walking disability because she was a jumbo Pekin. So what happens when you sit all the time and you're a duck? The boys are going to take advantage of you. And so the boys were taking advantage of Chirps because she constantly sat. So they were constantly breeding her, and she was getting re-injured over and over and over. And I said, yes, bring her to me. And she's been with me, I want to say 3 years, something like that. So Chirps has gotten to the point where she's like Penny Lane. And Chirps and Quacky Jackie is the duck with one leg, and she was a rescue too. If you don't know, Quacky Jackie, the duck with one leg, was attacked by a dog because she was dumped at a lake, and then someone let their dog off the leash. Natural reaction for a dog is to attack a duck. So they attacked Quacky Jackie. I took her to the vet. She had surgery, and she's lived with me ever since, and she has a great life. But Quacky Jackie and Chirps are best friends, and they have to live in a run. They cannot free range because the boys would take it. My boy would take advantage of her, and Quacky Jackie can't swim. So they literally stay in a run, but it's huge. It's a huge run. But I am going to have to decide to take Chirps to the vet because I personally want to have an x-ray, because a lot of the ducks that I rescue are jumbo Pekins, and I need to know ahead of time what I'm in for when I rescue these. I don't know if it's across the board, they all have this, and it's just for my own education. So I spend the money to have x-rays to see this. I tell you this because I told you Monday that Delta Dawn died, and I felt frustrated at my vet. I felt frustrated at my vet because he told me it was a behavioral problem. And I'm like, what? But I can't be mad at my vet. It's not like Delta Dawn can go, my stomach hurts. Right? She can't tell you her symptoms, right? And so I can't be mad at my vet because she was eating at the vet. So in the vet's eyes, if I walked in the door at the vet with Chirps, my jumbo Pekin duck, do you think when I say to him, she's having trouble walking, do you think my vet's going to do an x-ray right off the bat? No, he's not. And the reason he's not is because a vet is trying to decide, because if they ran every single test on your animal, right, you would go for broke. So they're trying to make the best judgment for financial reasons for you, what is like best. So when he sees my rabbit eating, the last thing he's thinking is a blockage because she's eating, and he doesn't want to spend the money on doing an x-ray because it may cost me $150, and not every Joe Blow out there is going to spend $150 on their rabbit to have an x-ray, but me. Okay. Okay. But I would. That's just me. Okay. I don't, just like Chirps. Chirps is a duck. Chirps is not walking well. So when I take her in, do you think he's going to automatically do an x-ray and go, let's figure out why she can't walk? No, he's like, Judy, she's a jumbo pekin. She's going to die. That's what he's going to say to me. Judy, they only live about 3 or 4 years. This is what happens with jumbo pekins. So he is not going to say, you need to invest $150 on an x-ray for this duck to save her life. He is not going to say that to me, because he's looking at the best interest of my pocketbook. Because if every animal I took in there, he did an x-ray on, I'm probably not going to go back to him, because I'm like, I don't have $150 to do an x-ray on her. That's what, you see what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at my vet. Let's take some protein. Did you get your protein drink this morning? So this is the deal with Deltadon. Here near Coleman in Hansville, we have a college. It's called Wallace Community College. And they have a department where they do autopsies. It's not called an autopsy on an animal. It's called a necropsy. Okay. You can spend $10 and have them dissect your animal to determine the death. Okay. It literally, I know a chicken is $10. A larger animal is like $30 to $50, but it is worth me spending, I don't know, $20. I don't know how much it's going to cost. It may be more, but it's worth me taking Deltadon to Wallace to say, please tell me why she died. And the reason I educate myself for that is because if I don't know the reason, if it happens again, I know what's going on, right? I've never had a sick rabbit. I've never had a rabbit die. So I am I'm like, was it a behavioral problem? Did she have a blockage? Like, what is the reason of her death? So I know this is disgusting, but if you live in my area or another area, and you have a farm, and your animal dies, and it just doesn't sit right with you. When an animal dies like that, it doesn't sit right with me. It does not. I need to know in my heart that I did everything I could. When Penny Lane was in the condition she was, I said, I cannot put her to sleep until I know personally there's no getting better. And y'all know that I tried. I spent a lot of money to get to the point where I was like, it's not going to get better. She will never walk again. She is declining rapidly. I can't do this to her. And at that point is when I went, I'm okay. I'm at peace with putting Penny Lane to sleep. I'm not there with Chirps yet. And a lot of the reasons why I'm not there with Chirps is because I know Quacky Jackie is going to be in a run by herself, and I don't want her to feel alone. But it's not like Chirps is sitting there suffering. You know what I mean? She's not suffering. But I need to know for my own education what is going on with Chirps. Why is she not walking? So my plan is today, I'm going to tell you what I do with my animals. when they pass away. This may seem inhumane to you, but I have a lot of coyotes on my property. And if I bury them, they're getting dug up. They're getting dug up, and it doesn't sit right with me. So Shane and I cremate them. We have to. I am not about to let a coyote dig Delta Dawn up and put her, chew her up. I can't. It does not sit right with me. And then you have the what are the birds that fly over when there's a dead animal? Help me. Buzzard? No, is it a buzzard? Anyway, like it doesn't sit. It's like when I've buried them in the past, the buzzards are just going around and around and around and around. I'm like, really? Like, I don't want to be reminded of that. Like, it just doesn't sit right with me. So Shane and I cremate them. Well, I've decided today that I have Delta Dawn in a plastic bag. It's been cold enough. I haven't cremated her yet. It's been cold enough outside. And the reason I didn't cremate her is because I was trying to decide whether I had enough time. You know, I got my dad, right? And she died Monday, and I was at the hospital for 7.5 hours Monday. So I couldn't take her Monday. Tuesday, my dad had 3 doctor's appointments, and I had to leave this house at 7:15. So I couldn't take her yesterday. So this morning, my dad doesn't have to be at radiation till 10:50. So after I do animals, I am going to take Delta Dawn to have a necropsy to find out why she died. Not to throw in my vet's face, you jackleg, why didn't you do an x-ray? You know, I'm not doing that. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I'll tell him. I might tell him. I don't want him to feel like he failed me. I feel like he was looking after the best interest of my financial situation. Because when you have the amount of animals that I have, dropping $150 on an x-ray is not really what the normal would do. Most people would not do an x-ray of a duck. It's a duck. I do. You know, I'm a nonprofit. So when I get donations into the farm, I put them aside for things like this, for the fact that I want to know why my rabbit died. So I take that money and I invest it for my own education, because I need to know why she died, and I need to know why Chirps is not walking for my own education, because I can't get any better. Like having a farm, if I'm going to rescue ducks, I need to know like what I'm into. You see what I'm saying? Like when I rescued Penny Lane, you know, I would like to tell at the time, if I got a jumbo Pekin duck right now, I go, because usually when people bring a duck to me, they're like, please save her life, please. Because if you care enough about an animal, you're looking for her a home. If you live in the city and can't take care of her, you're Googling where duck rescues. Okay. So I want to be able, when they bring that duck to me, I go, okay, listen, let me tell you what we're dealing with. This is a jumbo pekin. Jumbo pekins are bred for food. Their longevity of life is not long. It's about 3 or 4 years. She's going to decline, and she's going to get to the point where she can't walk. See, I could totally put her down immediately, but that's not what I do. I give her the best life I can give her until the day that ends. That's what I do. That's what my rescue is about. My rescue is not this duck's going to die in 4 years. Like, she's going to be a burden in my side because all she's going to do is eat. She can't bring anything good at my farm. No, we find good at the farm because Chirps, I take a rescue animal, and that's what I do with the children that come to my farm. I begin to educate the children about disabilities. What a perfect opportunity. You know, Wallace is a duck that was a rescue that is missing her top beak. Like this much of her top beak It's like missing. And see, maybe the person that brought her to me was a teacher at Wallace Community College. And Wallace, if you're just joining me and you don't know, Wallace was ran over by a teenager, left for dead in the middle of the road. And a teacher witnessed it all. And the teacher went and scooped the duck out of the middle of the road, and her beak was missing. She took the duck home with her and tried to nurse her back to health. And then after, I want to say, a week of her trying to, she realized, what am I going to do with this duck? So then she called me and she's like, will you please take this duck in? Well, when I took the duck in, I said, I'll do my best. Well, I was thinking, because she was missing her top beak, I was thinking that she wouldn't be able to free range because she can't pick food off the ground because she's missing her top beak. So I began to go, okay, how can I cater to this duck and her not feel any different? I don't want her to feel any different. So what I did was I got this big old tray of food in the middle of my farm, because the way she eats is she has to scoop her food up and eat it because she can't pick it up. So at that point is when I'm able, when I have a field trip of teenagers, I sit them all down and I'm like, you look at me. Listen to me. You see this duck right here? Tell me what's wrong with her. They're like, oh my God, she's missing her top beak. I'm like, she sure is. So let me, I can't talk. Let me let you in on her story. So then, if you've not heard the story, please bear with me. I have a lot of new followers, and sometimes I'm going to be doing repeats. If you've been with me for a long time, you know these stories, but let's be gentle to the new people that are on board. So when the teenagers come to my farm, I say, okay, she's missing her top beak. Let me tell you her story. I want you to sit down. I'm like, all y'all are fixing to be to the age of where you're going to be driving. And, we're supposed to obey the speed limit. There's consequences to not obeying the speed limit, right? And I began to tell them that this teenager that was headed to a basketball tournament, was probably in a hurry, it was crowded, ran over the duck. And I'm like, okay, let's think about this for just a minute. Let's stop and think about this. Two things could have happened. Sorry, I got balloons. Two things could have happened. The teenager could have been disobeying the law and speeding and ran over the duck, and it was an accident. But the teenager was probably going, oh, crap, I just hit a duck. And maybe if there were other teenagers in the car, it may have been a funny thing. I don't know. But it could have been done on purpose. He could get, thought it was cute to hit a duck because the duck was in the middle of the road. But the problem is, and this is where I begin to educate, is I'm like, the problem is accidents happen, and that's okay. But where we went wrong is not taking actions for the accidents. So what should have happened is the boy ran over the duck. Maybe he was a basketball player and was in a hurry to get to the tournament. 911. I'm at Wallace. I have hit a duck. The duck is in the middle of the road. I'm headed to a tournament. I can't help this duck. Will you please come get this duck? That is taking actions for your accident. The problem is just leaving the duck in the middle of the road is not taking action for the consequences of what you've done. Now the duck is suffering. So I'm able to use Wallace as an educational tool to these teenagers that come and tour my farm. Not just teenagers, adults too, and small children. We talk about it. A lot of times small kids come to my farm and they're scared of a disabled duck. They see a one-legged duck and they're like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. So then I have to go, okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. And I'm able to slow them down for him and go, there's nothing to be scared of. She's not scary. She'll eat out of your hand. Like, watch me pet her. She needs love just like these other ducks. She'll let you hold her. Do you want your picture made with her? And so, like, be able to slow the kid down. It's nothing to be scared of because, you know, as a young kid, when they see another kid with a missing limb, it's scary to them. But see, I use these ducks to be able to educate kids that it's nothing to be scared of. They're no different from us. So that's why I do what I do. So today, protein. So today I am going to Wallace in hopes that it's not, because it's been since Monday and today's Wednesday. So I'm hoping they can still do the necropsy. In the past, if an animal dies, now I've taken multiple animals to have a necropsy. This is not new to me. I've done this a bunch. I do this in chickens because if a chicken dies, I need to know how to treat my flock. So I will take and have a necropsy of a chicken to find out what's wrong so I can treat the rest of the flock. So this is not a new, as a matter of fact, the last time I went to Wallace to have a necropsy of my chickens, they let me suit up and go in there and watch the necropsy. So I might ask them today, if they're not overloaded, I might say, can I go in with you to open up Delta Dawn to find out what's happening? And they're so sweet. They let me. I just have to suit up, have to put these special shoes on and this special, hang on. I put these special shoes on in this special outfit, and then they let me go in there with them, and they educate me. They'll say, okay, Judy, you see these white things, this shows that it's coccidia in your chicken. They show me, and that's stuff that I need to know. I have 150 chickens. You know what I mean? Like, these are things that I want to educate myself on. I'm not one of these people that just don't. I always want to learn. When I tell you that I took my dad to the neurologist and she said, if you don't use your brain, you'll lose it. You know what I'm talking about? And I want to constantly, if I'm going to have a farm and I'm a city girl and I wasn't raised with chickens, I need to learn. And I learn not from people telling me. I'm a know-it-all sometimes. Okay. I don't, I have to learn on my own. I don't like to be told what to do. Like, now, if I call you and ask you, then I'm going to take your opinion. But if you just start throwing your opinion at me, now listen, this might come across wrong. But let me tell you about, everyone learns it a different way, right? Like, my way is not wrong. It's just how I learn. I have to learn by doing it myself. Kayla, this is the lady that's supposed to tour Friday. I'll call her back. Anyway, let's see, what was I saying now? Oh, okay. Let me tell you why I don't listen to other people. Let me tell you why I have a hard time. That's not right. The reason I have a hard time listening to other people. Okay, hang on just a minute. I need to answer this. Hello?
Hi.
Yes.
I just got a
I had texted you. This is Judy from Sneed's Farmhouse, and it's supposed to be an 80% chance of rain on Friday. I didn't know if you looked at the weather. Yeah, it's supposed to pour. So I didn't know if you want to reschedule or what would work for you. Okay. Yes. Okay. Um, well, since you're having to reschedule, if it something now, my dad has cancer and I'm taking him to radiation every day, but I have a girl here that's working and she is great at doing tours too. So she could, could work it out where if you needed to come another day, like during the week, she could probably do your tour. Okay. Okay. Okay, that will be fine. You just let me know. We'll work something out. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Sorry. Um, when you know, if you don't know me and you're like, who is this jackleg that puts on makeup in the morning that calls herself a farm? Okay, let me just tell you. When I got started with my farm because my husband said, let's get some chickens. And I don't know. I'm one of these people that I'll try anything. Sure, I'll try. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I said, sure, I mean, I didn't understand why we were getting chickens. Like, it seemed kind of, I didn't know if I could eat the eggs. It took me a year, maybe 2 years to eat the chicken eggs because I was like, I am not eating an egg that comes out of a freaking chicken butt. It was really kind of a joke, because, I just, I can eat bacon, but I'm not eating a pig. Okay, like that was me. Judy, where does your bacon come from? Mine comes from Publix, and I am not eating a bacon that comes from a pig. Okay, that was my mentality when this first started. Well, as I started getting animals, people that knew me, let's see, I got the chickens. I think the second thing I got was goats. I rescued the goats. And here comes the flood of comments. You don't want goats. They're going to get out of the fence. You're going to hate them. You're going to hate them. You're going to I'm just flooded by all the negative. Not, you are going to freaking love baby goats. Oh my gosh, they're so much fun. No, I heard nothing but negative. Judy, you're going to hate them. Oh my gosh, you're going to hate them. Then I got ducks. And here comes the comments. Ducks are disgusting. You know that pool that you're putting out in your farm? Well, you're going to have to clean that every day. And during the summer, is so much stinks and you're going to hate your life. You're going to wish you never got ducks. That's what I heard. I didn't hear you're going to love them. Ducks have got personalities. Oh my gosh, you're going to love them. When you start training them to go to bed, they're the cutest things when they waddle. Yeah, like I never heard anything good. I heard nothing, but they're disgusting at like everything. So my goats, I'm going to hate my goats. I'm going to hate the ducks because they stink. Then I got the turkeys. Judy, you cannot raise turkeys with chickens because of blackhead. I do. Like I hear nothing but negative. When I got Leroy, they're like, "Oh, you have made a huge mistake. The donkey will kill the goats. They're protectors. They're going to kill all your goats." When I got Dexter, Are you flipping kidding me? Wait a minute. You're out there with a bull standing in front of him, petting him on the head. Do you know you're not supposed to pet cows or bulls on the head? Like doing this right here, you're going to get killed. You are going to get killed. Then when I got Dee Dee has horns. Judy, do you have any clue what you're doing? That cow has got horns. Do you know what they do with horns? Like, I hear nothing but negative, 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 negative. And if I listened to all those people that told me nothing but negative stuff, I would not have Sneed's Farmhouse. But because, hang on, I can't decide if I want to do this or not. Because I'm a redhead and I'm a hardhead, it was like, watch me. Watch, sit back and watch this. You think Dexter's gonna just watch what I can do with this bull? Like, I'm bullheaded myself. And so, like, I just said, you know what? If Dexter kills me, that's the way I want to go. Loving on this animal. If he freaking kills me and runs me over, this is how I want to die. And I just kept doing it. I kept doing it. And I can remember, hang on, I can't talk into this eye. I can remember, I can tell you where I was. I don't know who the person was, but I was selling baby chicks. Okay. And I met this lady at the Tractor Supply in Hartselle. Okay. I remember where I was standing. I got out of the car to sell her these baby chicks. And she said, honey, you don't know what you're doing with those cows. That bull is going to kill you. And I was like, and she cares about me. She's not saying that Dexter's going to plow me over because she's mean to me. She's a farmer. She's been doing it longer than me. She's not saying it to be mean to me. Although I took it as, why are you saying this to me? You don't even know me. But it was almost as if, if you're new at something and people start telling you everything that you're doing wrong, you go from, you feel like you're down here and they're up here. They're superior of you. Girl, I've had cows my entire life. You're going to get killed. Like, she was, and I remember her grabbing my hands going, do not feed your bull out of your hand. And I got home and I was so mad I was mad. And Shane was like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, this heifer wants to tell me. I was frustrated. Okay. Dexter will be 5 years old this year. Did y'all see my last video of the little girl sitting by Dexter petting him on the head? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that video? The last YouTube video that I did. She's sitting on the ground with Dexter, petting Dexter on the head. My videos are going viral with Dexter and my turkeys. My videos are going viral in other countries because they're like, she's sitting by a bull. They don't understand. And also they don't understand because they've never seen many cows. So I'm getting a lot of people from other countries questioning me going, how did you do that? Where did you get that turkey? Where did you get that? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how you did that. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm the great bull trainer. I don't know any different, and Dexter doesn't know any different. When Dexter came to me, he was 15 months old. So he was over a year old. Okay. I just did. I mean, yeah, I probably could have gotten killed. I probably could have gotten killed. But you know what? I didn't know no different, and neither did Dexter. But what I'm getting at is sometimes in life, when you try new things and you're not totally secure with how you're doing it because everyone's throwing their opinion on you. They're saying ducks are gross. You're going to hate them. Goats, you're going to hate the goats. They climb out of the fence. Oh, you're going to get killed by this bull. Donkeys are going to kill your goats. Like if I sat and listened to every single person that threw their opinion about my animals and my farm and what they do and what they believe and all this stuff, Sneed's Farmhouse would not exist. So when you try something new, it's probably not a farm. When you try something new and then people go, you're doing that wrong. You're, you know what I'm talking about? That's not how you cook bread. That's not how you need to do this. My grandmother did it this way. People start telling you, and they're not doing it to be mean. I think, you know, that song I was listening. I love to turn on music when I'm in the shower and get my groove on. Okay. I know it's weird, but that song, it's by, what's his name on the TV show, Blake Shelton. I believe all people are good. And I asked Shane, I said, do you believe all people are good? He goes, I do. And I do too. I do believe that every single person that throws their opinion at me, I believe they mean good. I do. I believe that they're good people and they're looking at my best interest. I think that they don't want to see me get hurt, or they don't want, I think they mean good. But if we sit and listen to everyone's opinion, we would be in trouble. We would never try new things. We would be defeated from day one. You know what I mean? We would be defeated because I don't know why people do this, but they tell you the negative first. Instead of saying, you are going to love ducks. They are so awesome. People don't do that. They tell you they're disgusting. You're going to hate them. And maybe most people do. I don't know. Maybe most people do hate ducks because they are disgusting. Like they do poop a lot and their poop is wet. And if you don't keep them clean, it can have a foul odor. But like, how do you know that I'm going to hate them? Because you know what? I've never hated them. I've never hated them. You know, okay, that baby pool stinks. All right, well, I'll get them a bigger pool. You've seen the pool that my ducks have outside. Okay, well, I'll fix that. I'll get them a bigger pool that drains, and I'll clean it once a month. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what has happened. It continues to happen to this day. People continue to and I think it's because I think people feel like they can talk to me that way because I'm a people pleaser, and sometimes I'm bad about letting people run over me. I've gotten better as an adult. I've gotten better as I've gotten older. Or are you a people pleaser? If you're a people pleaser, you know what I'm talking about. It seems like as we get older, we start learning our lessons and we start taking up for ourselves, and we don't allow that negative stuff to come at us because we're like, I ain't going to that place. I ain't going there. But as we get older, we get wiser. You know, we get a lot wiser. And so we've learned to understand that we can't please everyone, because pleasing everyone is going to lead you to a dead end. You're going to be a miserable person because not everyone is going to go, oh my gosh, she puts on her makeup in the morning and talks about mental health. Not everyone's going to think I'm cool. Not everyone, like farm people, um, farm people don't really like me. I'll be honest with you. They don't. Like when I'm putting pajamas on baby goats, that ticks a farm person off. When I'm out there, like when I can do like one time I remember I did this birthday party and this elderly man that has raised cattle his whole life, he goes, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And I was like, for what? Like, what did I do? What did I do? He goes, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for having a bull in a petting zoo. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And I said, sir, I've lost my mascara. I said, sir, so you've had a cattle farm your whole life. Yes, I have raised cattle my entire life. Okay, sir, you raised cattle to slaughter them, right? Oh, yes. I've had some good steaks from my cattle. I had Black Angus, raised them my whole life. And I said, sir, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There's a difference. And a cow that's in a pasture that I can't find my mascara. What the heck? I said, sir, there is a big difference in a bull that is in a pasture never touched and a bull that is in a petting zoo that is handled every single day by little kids, big kids, like every single day. No. How do you lose your mascara? Please tell me. Oh, there it is. I said, there's a big difference. So I can appreciate you telling me that I'm a POS for having a bull in a petting zoo. I can totally understand where you're coming from because you raised cattle and you didn't have a petting zoo. But sir, go out there and pet Dexter. Go out there and pet him. And then tell me what you think. But that's what I get. I get stuff like that all the time. All the time. And if I listen to people, I do need to take into consideration that Dexter is a bull. Dexter can have a bad day. Dexter can kill me. He is exactly right. Dexter could kill me. He could. And if I go out there this morning and he chooses to kill me, know that I love you guys and I hope you dance. I don't know. I just choose to respect Dexter. So when I go out there, I assess him 95% of the time, he doesn't mind to be touched. There are those moments where Dexter's like, today's not the day, Judy. Get your butt out of here. Today's not the day. But Dexter doesn't act like Bobby Joe. Listen, out of all the animals that I've had, the male animals, no one is like Bobby Joe. And Bobby Joe is not abnormal. Bobby Joe is a buck in rut. Okay. Dexter, we have a relationship where he tells me when today's not the day. And I have been with Dexter for 5 years or 4 years. I know Dexter so well that I can tell you exactly what happens. We have cattle behind us. Okay. When they go in heat, Dexter gets he doesn't get crazy, but he's like, you ain't touching me today. Stay away. And there has been times when that happens that I'm like, no one's going in the petting zoo today because the girls are in heat and Dexter's crazy. And I know that. And when I do field trips, I tell the teachers and the parents, I said, look at me. Look at me. My job is to keep my eyes on these animals. My job is to sit here and scan the entire petting zoo to watch the demeanor of the animals, to watch the reactions of what they're having to these kids. My responsibility is these animals. Your responsibility is to keep your kid's fingers out of Leroy's mouth. Do not run in the farm. Like, your job is to keep your eyes on your kids. If you're letting your kids run around my farm, something bad could happen. My job is these animals. So I say that because it is important for me to be looking. Is Leroy doing donuts? There's been a time where Leroy's like, today's not the day. And that happens in a petting zoo. And I tell people that come to my petting zoo, every time you come, you're going to have a different experience because they're animals. They have mood swings. There's days they're so loving. So you can't judge a petting zoo by one experience. You have to keep coming back. If you want to get the full picture of what my petting zoo like, you got to keep returning. Because every single time you come is a different experience. Leroy might be a rock star one day and love all over you. And then the next time it might be Dexter laying on the ground and he's letting you lay beside him. But then you might come and Dexter's like in timeout and is not laying on the ground. Every single time you come to my petting zoo, it is totally different. You get me? And I probably can speak across the board to other petting zoos. If I talk to other farms, they would probably tell me the same thing. There's times when they don't feel good, just like us, and they're like, I don't feel like it today. I'm not loving on you. I'm going to bite the stew out of you. No, they don't. The only person that sometimes you have to watch Leroy. If you just sit there and you're like if you're petting Hound Dog and Leroy's standing there and he's like, really? You're going to pet Hound Dog and you're not petting him? He's going to bite you to pet him. He's going to he's going to nip you, or he's going to hit you and go, my turn. Because Leroy and Hound Dog want all the attention all the time. Hound Dog's going to follow you around, and the second you stop petting him, he's going to paw you to pet him. And then here comes Ruger. And then you got Ruger, Hound Dog, and Leroy. And you need like 4 arms to pet them all, because if you stop petting one, the other one's mad and he's like fighting for your attention. It's really kind of funny. Okay. Dad got good results yesterday. His PSA has come way down. Radiation and hormone therapy is working. Praise Jesus. I went to the chiropractor yesterday and I found out it's my L4 that is affected, that's causing the pain down my right leg. With one adjustment, I was able to sit on my bed this morning and drink a cup of coffee without pain from one adjustment. And I was like, wow, I can sit here and drink a cup of coffee again. It was fantastic. And I have a lumbar pillow and an ice pack, because I asked him, I said, you have got to get me where I can be in the car for 2.5 hours and drive, because I have to do it every day without pain, because I'm dying. I am literally dying in the car taking him to radiation. So he's having me put a lumbar pillow and an ice pack to drive there. And he said that should help you be able to get to and from radiation without dying. So today is a good day. Today is a good day. I was able to drink my coffee and not be in pain. I was able to sleep last night with no pain. And I was sleeping on my side, which was a miracle because I've been waking up in the middle of the night with nothing but leg pain. So it's a good day. It's a good day. I'm glad that I went to the chiropractor. He did tell me that I needed to increase my water. He did tell me that I need to increase my water intake. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to leave you with this today, because what he said to me was mind-blowing to me. This is what he said. Because I have tendonitis in my elbow, and he popped my elbow, and then I have sciatica nerve pain in my leg from my L4. He said, Judy, when this pain comes on, what do you do? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you do? Like in your farm, when you have like right leg pain and you're dying, what do you do? And I'm like, I put the freaking feet up. I keep going. And he's like, okay, so you're not quitting. He's like, when you have elbow pain, what do you do? And I'm like, I still have to do waters. The animals have to be fed. And Kayla can test for this, but water is a pain in the butt because it's heavy. It's like 40 pounds. And when you're right-handed, you have to pick up the water with your right hand and tote it to the coops. Okay. So what do you do when you have tendonitis in your elbow? I still have to do water, and I still have to so basically what you're telling me, Judy, is you're not going to quit. No, I need you to fix me because I'm not quitting. I need this pain to go away because I got crap to do. And he goes, okay, these are your choices, Judy. You can quit or you can get stronger. And when he said that to me, I was like, I can sit it out or I can dance. I was like, he just repeated to me what I say every time I go live. So I was like, how do I get stronger? And he said, you eat right, you drink your water, and you go to the gym. I was like, dang, are you serious? Like, I don't want to eat right, and I want to drink this, and I don't want to go to the gym. Well, then you're going to be in pain because you ain't getting any stronger, or you're going to get to the point where you're going to have to quit. So you can quit or you can get stronger. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to the gym. I don't have time to go to the gym. I'm a aerobic instructor. I've been a aerobic instructor my whole life. I know what to do, and I can do it at home. So I was like, what can I do here at the house to get stronger? Like, my mental status is pretty strong, right? Y'all know that. Like, I'm pretty breaking things down to figure out what people say. Mentally, I'm so strong. But how do I get strong where I don't have to quit? So I know for my own body, weights aggravate my arthritis. If I lift heavy weights, I'm in the bed for a week. It's like, that does not work. And see, in my brain, because I've been in the gym my whole life, heavier is better. Heavier weight is better. You know, building muscle burns fat. Like, I know all those things. But see, heavier is not better at the age of 52 with arthritis. So I decided what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go get 1 or 2 pound weights. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and I know this from being in aerobics, but if you don't build your muscle and you don't work on your balance, you're going to deteriorate and you're going to get weak. And you're like, when life hits you and you start getting older and you start hurting to get out of the bed every day, like that's hitting at 52. And I'm thinking, if this is hitting me at 52, what the crap am I going to be like at 62? You know what I'm saying? This ain't good. This ain't good. It hurts to get out of the bed. I have to get up and take a shower in the morning to get my body moving. That's not good. So yes, I am drinking my protein shake this morning, but I make a commitment and I ask you to make a commitment with me to better health this year. And not just mentally, but physically. And I talk about balance. And in order to be completely balanced, there has to be 4 things that you have to work on every single day. And those are spiritual health, mental health, physical health, and emotional health. And without all 4 of those, you're out of balance and you're not healthy. So when we find ourselves concentrating, oh, okay, I'm going to be a better wife this year, I'm going to cook more, you find yourself getting all out of whack because you're concentrating on one thing. You can't do that, okay? You're going to lose your health. Okay, you've got to work on all 4 every day. And it seems like a lot, but it's little simple things. It's going to get a 1 pound weight. It's going to get a can of soup out of your pantry and doing a couple of bicep curls. It's easy stuff. That's stuff that we can do. We don't have to go spend money on weights. We can go get soup cans and do a couple of reps a day. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you. And I'm going to tell you, if you are a person that is 50 and older, you need to be working on your balance, because the first thing that happens is we lose our balance and we fall. And when we fall and break a hip or break a knee or something like that, we go straight downhill. Work on your balance. Things that you can do to work on your balance. Get by a wall and stand on one foot. And you still got the wall so you don't fall. Practice balance. Practice it. Because as you get older, we don't want to fall. Because I'm telling you, when you fall and break a hip, you're going straight downhill. And it's hard to get back up. So this year, we need to work on all of these things to keep ourselves in balance. And it's just doing one little thing each day. Maybe it's like spiritual, you do some mindfulness exercise. What brings you to mindfulness? What slows that brain when your kids are driving you crazy? What slows your brain down to go, breathe? It's okay. When you get that bad diagnosis and your brain goes to la la land, practice mindfulness that brings you to a moment where you can blank your head and not think about anything. Rest your head. That's spiritual. Like, things that you can do mentally. Show up here every Monday and Wednesday at 7. We talk about mental health. Come to therapy. Come to your Aunt Judy. We'll talk about mental health. Physical. Drink your water. Okay. It's okay to have a protein shake in the morning. Okay. I can't drink water first thing in the morning, but they make little fruity drinks, like non-sugar fruity drinks, or all natural with stevia to flavor your water. Put some fresh lemon in there and stevia. Spruce up your water, but we need to drink our water. It keeps our skin nice and pretty. It keeps our body flowing. Apparently, your spine needs a lot of water to be flexible. So we're going to drink more water this year, and we're going to take care of ourselves. Okay? You with me? You with me? This is going to be a good year. This is going to be a good year for health. And as things start hitting you that you think you can't control, believe it or not, you're strong enough to handle it. But know that when things hit you, if you don't have the correct tools in your pocket to pull out when those things hit you, you're in trouble. So you need to start learning things and putting them in your pocket. For example, learning how to break a conversation down to know what people say to you. If you don't have that tool in your pocket, when something's said to you, you might find yourself in left field and you might stay there for a long time mad. But if you have that tool in your pocket, you can pull out that tool and go, okay, this is what Aunt Judy was talking about. I need to break down this conversation and figure out what this person is really trying to tell me. That's a tool. That's a tool. So you need to put a lot of tools in that pocket. So as things hit you in 2024, you can pull them out of your pocket and go, okay, I just got a diagnosis of a bad diagnosis. Okay, what tool do I need to put out of my pocket to get to mindfulness to know that this is not the end of the world? You need to fill your pocket full of tools for 2024, and that'll get you through the day. All right, guys. My chiropractor says you have two choices. You can quit or you can get stronger. So what are you going to do today? It's your choice. Are you going to sit it out or are you going to dance? I'm trying to do some surprise lives. I'm popping up. I know that my Wi-Fi is not the greatest out on the farm, and I realize that I can't get those Ray-Ban glasses because I don't have Wi-Fi. So I'm going to try to do some more surprise lives. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. I'm here on Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 o'clock talking about things like this. So I hope that you'll join me, and I hope this live was able to help you a little bit. I will be taking Delta Dawn this morning, so I will let you know how that goes. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.